Kira, you know me pretty good, don't you? Do you know the reason I became a Shriner?
No.
It's from the clown variety show that I was at back in 2003. So at this event, before it came trivia. Do you know my wife supports the Shriners?
No, why?
Because of patient ambassadors just like you. And if you look at her pin this year, it's a little heart, and it has a kid's hand right in the middle of it because you hold our hearts. That's the reason why. You guys tonight will make a difference, and you will change lives of these children, I guarantee it. So I can't even begin to speak, but I understand that you have a clown name.
Yes, my clown name is Tweety Pie.
Tweety Pie. So Tweety Pie Kira has a few words for you, and hopefully she touches your hearts the way she touches ours.
Hello everybody, my name is Kira Cromwell and I'm a Shriners Hospital's patient ambassador. As a patient ambassador, it is my honor to go out into the community to speak of the work the hospital does, to promote anti-bullying and inclusion, and to thank those who support the hospital. I became a Shriners patient when I was 13 months old, but let me back up. When I was 5 months old, I met my mom. I was very small and I barely weighed 11 pounds. I had a high fever and my mom thought I had a stroke. I didn't move my entire right side, not my leg, arm, hand, and I only had half a smile, but now look at me. After being told over and over that nothing was wrong and that it was just an orphanage delay, my mom took me to a Shriners screening clinic in Maryville, Illinois. They thought I had clubfoot. So at 13 months old, I had my first appointment at Shriners Hospital. During that appointment, they told my mom I would never walk, but couldn't give us a firm diagnosis. I was a mystery. Now, many of you can't truly visualize a child's journey with Shriners Hospitals. You may only see tidbits during an interaction with a patient and their families. So, I would like to share with you my Beads of Courage strand. It's very, very heavy. Ugh. Yes. Is it heavy? It's broken once before, so I won't be surprised if it breaks again today.
Stay 6 feet away from me.
Keep going. Good. In the ball play. I'll go the whole way.
Each bead on this strand represents my journey from my first appointment at Shriners Hospitals until today. Since I didn't have a firm diagnosis in the beginning, I continued to be poked with needles and machines, but still no answers. Those are all the black, green, blue, and yellow beads. So, on my strand, there is a fish bead. At 20 months old, I was sent to Children's Hospital. I was surrounded by Shriners neurologists, Washington University interns, and in walks in a small, white-haired Boston specialist, famous in her field, and luckily for me was visiting the hospital. She looked at me, she looked at the machines, and she looked at my mom and grandma and said, "This child has polio." My family was relieved by the diagnosis, but also terrified. I have a very uncommon classification called bulbospinal poliomyelitis. Only 0.001% of people who have had polio had this type, and unfortunately most lost their fight. That fish bead represents that day in the upstream battle I am up against. With physical therapy and encouragement from my family, One day, I took one small step. Everyone was amazed and acknowledged my determination. Nothing was going to stop me. All the rainbow beads you see here are from my physical and occupational therapy appointments. I have had over 400 of those appointments. Now, the glass star beads represent the surgeries I have had. The doctors predicted I wouldn't need any surgeries on my polio-affected side until I hit double digits. Well, needless to say, I like to be different because I had my first surgery shortly after my 5th birthday. But when I was around 7, I suddenly started having trouble with my left knee, or my good side. I went to several doctors, and they all looked at the same MRI, and they all said they saw nothing. We got an appointment with a sports medicine doctor at Shriners when I was 8.5. He looked at the same MRI and noticed what had been missed. I didn't have an ACL. So, this was a rare surgery. A week before my 9th birthday, I had my knee surgery. My doctor asked if he could record the surgery as a teaching tool. So, with the camera crew, visiting doctors, and my doctor from Shriners, I had my knee surgery. I got 18 inches of stitches on my 22-inch leg. Too bad there isn't a movie star bead for my famous knee. Since my recovery was rough, the Shriners physical therapists also think out of the box when it comes to treatments. They referred me to DASA, our local Paralympic club, to try swimming for my pain. Before long, I was in swimming, archery, and track and field. I found that I have a love for competition and a drive to be the best. Back in November, I was invited to the USA Archery Para Youth Talent ID Camp that was held in Salt Lake City. Only 7 archers from across the United States attended that camp. Over the past summer was my 4th straight year to qualify for nationals, which was in Colorado. I earned my 10th straight gold medal, and, not to brag, but I also set the national record. But most importantly, I would like you all to take a good look at this strand of beads. These beads represent more than a clinic visit or x-ray. They represent more than my journey or my family's hopes and fears. But they also represent all of you and those who support the hospital. Because without Shriners, I might not be standing here today. They have changed my life forever. Thank you.